I'm at YouTube Space Tokyo. As you can see in the background, I am in a Japanese classroom. And actually, it's not a Japanese classroom. I'm at the YouTube Space Tokyo at the Roppongi Hills today, and they have this amazing classroom setting, so I thought I might as well take my chance and make this video, which I've been wanting to make for quite a while. Actually, it's 2 videos, but I'm not sure I can make both of them today, because I only have 1 hour to do this. Okay. So today I wanted to talk about 6 things that I loved about Japanese high school. If you did not already know, I went on high school exchange to Japan 2 years ago, so in 2015, and I went to a high school on the Japanese countryside. Now, all the things that I talk about in this video, or in basically any video, are of course based on my experiences at my Japanese high school. It might be different at other high schools. The very first thing that I loved about my Japanese high school is also the very first thing I got to do every morning, which was going to my school. So this is a bit of a long story. I used to live quite far away from the high school, and so I had to commute 2 hours by train every day each way. So in the end I ended up just sitting in the train for 4 hours. So that kind of sucked. But then I moved to another host family. If you want to know the host family story, there's another video on my channel. And I went to live with a host family that lived super close to the high school, so it took me 15 minutes by bike to get there. The way back was a little bit longer because they kind of lived on a mountain. But anyway, I just loved riding my bicycle to school every single day. I'm not a bicycle person, not at all, but the scenery was just so beautiful. So I basically just cycled through the rice paddies, then alongside the river and all of these kind of things. It was so beautiful, and then also there was this shogakko, so this elementary school close to my house, and every morning they'd play this children's song for the elementary school children who were on their way to school, but of course I got to hear it too, and it's just the cutest song ever. I think it also appears in My Neighbor Totoro, and I just love it so much. Every time I hear it, it's so nostalgic for some reason. Number 2 of the things that I loved in my Japanese high school was that you weren't actually allowed to wear shoes inside of the building. So that doesn't only go for houses in Japan, it also goes for a lot of public buildings like schools. So basically when you enter a Japanese high school, or probably any school, there is a place where everyone takes off their shoes. And everyone has their own shoebox, which is called kutsubako. And there you put in your street shoes, you take out your school shoes, which are most of the time slippers or something similar, and you put them on and you can go outside. But don't enter with your street shoes on. And this might sound super annoying, but I actually really liked it because this way all of the dirt would stay outside of the school. Because what happened a lot of times in Germany was it was raining super hard outside. People came to school, they did not change their shoes, obviously. And so the floor just kind of got muddy and really gross over the day. I hated that. It's disgusting. The third thing I really loved about my Japanese high school, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the shoes thing, was my school uniform. And there probably isn't anything more iconic than school uniforms or seifuku when you think about Japanese high schools. And so naturally I was super excited to wear a school uniform because we don't have them in Germany. A lot of schools don't even have dress codes. But apart from it being the Japanese high school thing, I just also really liked not having to worry about what to wear every single day. So then on the weekends, when I actually got to wear my own clothes and put on makeup, because that was actually also forbidden at my Japanese high school, just like dyeing your hair or piercings or basically everything, I just had so much fun wearing my own clothes and putting on makeup. So, school uniforms. And you might think it is difficult to have your own individual style when you have to wear a school uniform, especially with all these additional rules. But we had this one thing that was very cool, and that were socks. I'm not kidding, socks. Because we were allowed white socks, but in Japan they make white socks with small little characters or symbols on the side. So that could be anything like Hello Kitty or Sailor Moon or just little hearts. And I got these Totoro socks and I just absolutely loved them. They were so cute. I still have them somewhere in some drawer, probably, I think, maybe. Where are they? Number 4, I really loved bukatsu, or the clubs that you have after school in Japan, because we do have clubs in Germany, but they're kind of lame. Also for my school, the clubs were mandatory, so you had to at least join one bukatsu. And now I know the system is kind of shitty for people who need to work or students who need to help with their families a lot. So I see that it has downsides as well, but I just thought it created such a strong sense of community because you actually got to hang out with people from school after school. And then also they had a ton of different options that you could choose from. So I first took a look at different clubs just to kind of get an impression. So I went to the cooking club, to the Kyudo club, which is Japanese archery, to the Sado club, which is tea ceremony. But in the end I decided to join the Shodo club, which is Japanese calligraphy. I still sometimes wonder if it would have been better to join one of the other clubs because they were just all so cool, especially Kyudo. But I made really good friends with the Shodo girls, so yeah. Shodo was good. Okay, number 5 of the best things at my Japanese high school. I actually made a video on that, and it was the high school festival. The high school festival went on for 2 days, and day number 1 was the culture festival. So everyone decorated their classrooms, and there were cafes and restaurants and all these kind of things. No maid cafes though, I'm sorry. And we prepared for that and decorated our classrooms for days in advance, and everything was made by hand. It was just incredible. The second day was the sports festival, and we got separated into 2 teams, and then we played these sportsy games all day long where you could gain points, and then in the end my team lost. But I still had so much fun during those 2 days, especially because it made me feel like I was really part of the high school community. Okay, the 6th thing that I loved about my Japanese high school is the bentos. I don't really think I have to explain that because food is the best, right? And Japanese homemade food, it's the absolute best. And sitting with your friends and eating the bento that your mom, or in my case your host mom, prepared for you in the morning, that was just really special. And I had lots of fun during these lunch breaks. So of course this isn't homemade, and also I don't have any friends here. But it's still food, and food is always good. And this rice is actually already cut into bite-sized pieces, so very nice. So yeah, that were the 6 things that I could think of that I really loved about my Japanese high school and that kind of stood out to me. And now I'm of course wondering, has any one of you ever been on exchange regardless of the country, and what was different from your home country, and how did you like those things? So yes, I will of course also make a video about 6 things that I really hated about my Japanese high school, but I probably won't be able to do this here, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I'll survive. That's it. That's the end of this video. You can go home or close this tab or do whatever you want. I'm serious. This is the end. There's nothing interesting coming anymore. Just go! Go!